Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to another Tea with JD. This is buttermint tea. It's like butter. Today we have a hardy tag. It is the Cursed Child tag from Harry Potter and the Cursed Child Parts 1 and 2, released last year. The original video is by the wonderful Peter Clark, the writer. Link shall be down below. This is a hardy and well thought and deep tag with plenty of questions. So I'm gonna tag plenty of people by the end. So it's gonna be a bit ridiculous, but sometimes so am I. And by the way, warning. The questions do have some spoilers of the story. So if you haven't read The Cursed Child and you do plan on writing The Cursed Child, by all means, watch another of my wonderful videos. Today's Monday and it feels like a Monday. I might post this tomorrow, but today, right now, it's Monday. Question number 1. Time Turner. If you could go back in time and change something from your past, what would it be? I would change a few things. First off, I would quit smoking earlier. I smoked from 16 to 26. Not proud, not ashamed, I just smoked. Cigarettes, never smoked anything else. But I come from a family where mom smoked, dad smoked, most of my grandparents smoked. Great uncles smoked. It's something that was part of it, and I gave it a try, and I liked it, and I did it for a while, and then, I earned myself a couple of long-lasting colds, so I don't recommend it. I quit when I was 26, when I could actually get cigarettes for free, and I think it was that to be able to say, I'm gonna quit for me, completely for me, not because of any other reason except that I am deciding. That was the big thing. Another thing that I would change if I could go back into the past, I would take off probably on a lot of waves that I either wasn't able to get into or pull back or something. If you don't try, you're not gonna learn. And with few exceptions, most times, the penalties aren't that bad. I'm not a huge wave surfer, so. And to get really deep here, I would have been more patient with my dad. My dad, when I was 18, he was diagnosed with a brain tumor. His diagnosis was 6 months, and he lived for 6 years. But it wasn't always smooth. Sometimes, and some of the symptoms were a bit intense to deal with. And knowing then what I know now, I would have dealt with it, much better. There's a ton of issues there, but when you deal with someone that's taking some insane medications and that has a condition that could affect their mental faculties, you must practice patience as much as possible. But that is something that has come with the years, and I wasn't gifted that as a youngling. I can't say a child because I was 18 and then 23 when he passed, but still. He was a good guy, and I would have liked, we after he got diagnosed with cancer, we got along a lot better, which is a bit ironic and sad, but such is the way that the cookie crumbled. Still, patience, it has served me well. Question number 2, Godric's Hollow. If you had to be stuck in another time period, which one would you choose? I would choose, but there's a caveat. I would choose to be stuck in the 60s, but I would need to have all my surfing equipment so I could have the lineups pretty much all to myself. Question number 3, Harry's parenting skills. Do you get along with your parents? Do you think you would make a good parent or not? I get along brilliantly with Mom. I always have. I've always been a big advocate of expressing that love for Mom. Mom's a badass, and we've always gotten along fantastic. I mentioned before about the relationship with Dad, and the thing is that after he got diagnosed with cancer, that's when he was more open and showed more emotions, and communication actually improved because he had a deadline. And it's a shame that it took that, but I'm happy that it happened that way, and that even with the rocky spots, things were a lot better. Yes, I wish I would have been more patient, but we got to share some nice moments. Do I think I would make a good parent or not? I would hope so. I have no idea. It's one of those intense fears that one has, because it's a huge responsibility. Some people treat it as a checklist or something, and I don't get that. To me, it's a wonderful gift, and it's something that you have to take really, really seriously. Mm. Question number 4: Moldy Blanket. A gift someone gave you that you immediately wanted to give back. At a previous job, I got a wine glass that it was just so tacky. It was so tacky. Good intentions, but it really showed that Marshalls had a sale, because it was bad. It was insanely bad. And as a kid, I once got from my aunt a repeat gift, and that sucked, because when you're a kid, getting a repeat gift is like one of the biggest offenses that you can do. It's like it's like the child equivalent of a woman going dressed in white to another person's wedding. Question number 5: Hermionister of uh, Hermionister of Magic. What is your dream job, and are you pursuing it? I will keep this one short. I want to be a writer, and yes, I am pursuing it. This is part of the pursuit. Although it's fun too. It's cool to connect and do random stuff like answer 15 really, really intense questions. 6. Wrong's gut. What's your favorite food that's covered in gravy? Turkey. My mother-in-law does a fantastic turkey, and it's fantastic. When I think of my mom, I think of other food, but when I think of gravy, I think of turkey, and my mother-in-law kicks ass. Question number 7: Draco's redemption. Have you changed your opinion of someone as you got to know them? Several times, and for good and bad. For example, one guy I was in an internship with in New York in 2004, I originally thought that he was kind of an asshole. Then we had a really good conversation. I was like, man, I was completely wrong, and you sometimes have to give people a chance to show that they're a lot better than you think. By the same token, some people that I was really fond of, they showed not a flaw of character, but some really bad things. To give one example without naming specifics, one particular person was one of my closest friends, blah 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 blah, and then I found out that he or she was talking smack about me to like so many people. And I'm like, no reason, man, no reason. Question number 8: Paint and memory. What's a painting that talks to you? I will be doing something very, very particular. I would say that the fan arts that Emily Rizari has made and has given to me at different events, be it the Puerto Rico Comic Con or the book event a night with J.D. Estrada, that I had at the Poets Passage, those speak to me, and those touch me in a very meaningful way. So thank you, Emily. I do cherish them, and I do want to get all my stuff from Puerto Rico so that I can hang that up in my office. It's not every day you get fan art. uh, Question number 9: North Westeros. Would you mind being the cursed child of a celebrity, having to always live in their shadow? I do believe it's up to each of us to cast our own shadows. Defining who you are based on who you're related to, and positively or negatively, or resenting someone because of that is a bit shallow. And being a dick about it is also shallow. And some celebrity children are awful, while others are very nice and very grounded. I would hope to be a grounded one. Question number 10: Scar and flashbacks. Which of Harry's flashbacks that were rudely interrupted by Voldemort did you enjoy revisiting the most? I think the visit for the Triwizard Tournament was one of my favorites. Godric's Hollow was also high up there, but I don't know. It's a tough one. Each one for different reasons. I think the Triwizard Tournament was awesome, but Godric's Hollow packs that emotional punch. A lot to live up to. Out of Rose, James, Lily, Albus, and Scorpius, who are you the most like? Intensely specific question, huh, Peter? I have a hard time saying any of this. I would have to reread it like 2 or 3 times to give you a straight answer. Off the top of my head, I think I would be most like. I think Lily, but I'm not sure. This is like a multiple choice exam where I don't know the answer and I just filled in C. Question number 11. Saving Cedric. If you could save one Harry Potter character from their awful fate, who would it be? Oh God. I insist. I think I'm gonna say the choice, and then I'm gonna say the option. The choice is Dobby. When Dobby was killed, that really, really, really messed me up. I think that was so wrong for so many reasons. And I'm not judging J.K. For what she wrote. I'm saying that as a plot point, it hurt a lot because I was really fond of that character, and he reminded me of my dog, and I thought he was sweet in his twisted and bizarre and destructive nature. And if I had to save one more person, I think I would save Lupin. I know there's other options, and I won't mention them. But Lupin to me was robbed from finally having, happiness, and he was one of my favorite characters. In the sense that I would have liked to have met him. I think he was a really cool father figure, and that he didn't make it, that hurt a lot. Him and Tonks, that totally sucked. With every casualty at the Battle of Hogwarts. Yes, we live through this vicariously. Question 13. I think I said 2 out of order. I don't. Sorry. Question 13. Shy Scorpius. A time in your life when you were unsure of yourself. I've always been unsure of myself. A bit much. I do the videos and I do book events and whatnot, but there's always that self-doubt lingering. But that truly held me back. Probably when I was a teen, because you're so awkward and trying to define yourself and find yourself as well. It's a tough time to be alive. And so I think that when I was a teen, yeah. Question number 14, almost done. Angsty Albus. The Cursed Child has divided many fans, as Albus is divided with many aspects of his life. Did you like or dislike The Cursed Child, and what's the main reason for your answer? I thought it was a fun book because it was like The Force Awakens. It was like a nice flashback. It rode on nostalgia mostly. Is it a perfect book? No, because it's a play. Is it a perfect story? No, there are flaws in it, but did I find it, cumbersome, or did I dislike it? I read it in 2 days, so that says something about the book. I've seen people, I understand why people say that it reads like fan fiction and whatnot, but still, I don't think it's a bad book, and I think it's gotten a really bad rap. And 15, epilogue. Do you want Harry Potter's story to still continue on somehow? I think I'd like to read more of the Wizarding World. The Fantastic Beast franchise it's like a prequel, and I like that a lot. But I would also like to see what happens afterwards, not necessarily related to Harry, but the west of the wizarding world, the rest of the wizarding world, and in the world at large. I think it would have been fascinating. And the bonus question, just in case, are you the son or daughter of the Dark Lord? Yes. No. As for who do I tag, I'm gonna tag a ton of people because I think this is a cool tag. Anais from Anais Believes, Brittany from Brittany Reads, Amber from Amber Eats Books, The Baked Book, Maria from Ria Reads, April Sarah, Anne from Book Your Imagination, Richard from Richard Reads, Karen from Run Right Reads, Crystal, my girl, the bookworm. She's such a sweetheart. Savage Reads, a booktuber I just recently followed. He reads a ton. Steven from Alf Books. That guy's like Bob Ross on BookTube. He is bizarrely soothing. I don't mean bizarrely in a negative way. I say that you listen to that guy, I mean, if you're in a bad mood, you're going to take it down about 20 notches. Nicole from Who Picked This Book, and the Bookie Laura. I could have tagged more people, but I think that's enough. So with this, I say adieu and peace, love, and Maki rolls.